Should we start, Alka? Are you here? Okay, so let's start. Okay, so this is week 13, and again, I'm with you. I'm Jyoti Sharma, and again, this is the live session from 6 to 8. But yes, this is last time that we are having this session. I thought about that session. So, what should we do? So, I thought that I should compile all the assignment questions from week 1 to 12 so that you may have some practice from week 1 to week 12. So, for each week, I have 10 questions, the previous year assignment questions. So, it may like there is higher chance that you may get direct question from the last year. So that's why I thought that I should let you revise these questions. So for each week I have 10 questions, so I have 120 question, and I don't know I will complete it or not today, but yes, I will try to complete it somehow. If you people will support me, if you people are giving me answer very quickly, then we can go further and further, and we can complete from week 1 to 12 the all assignment question. And I also thought that this will be good if you have the compilation of all the question in a one slide. So you do not need to see all the slide. You just have the all the assignment question in one slide, and then the answer of it as well. So this is my mind behind that making this slide. So anyway, so let's start with week 1, and then we will move up to week 12. And I think that last 3 or 4 weeks uh, the syllabus may be refreshed, or you people already know about something about this from week 8 to 12, because it is like from last 1 month only we are doing this. But initially it may be that you forgot about this, so let's refresh it. Okay, so let's start with the week 1. So this question is related to the act that is related to the air, and it was adopted in 1981. So you have to tell me which air pollution legislation was adopted in India in 1981. So I have four options: the Air Prevention and Control of Pollution Rules, the Air Prevention and Control of Pollution Act, Environment Protection Act, and the Central Motor Vehicle Act. So, what do you think? What is the right answer for that? Nishant B, Mohammed B. Okay, Alka, what's your answer? Okay, Alka also gave me B answer. Yes, the answer is B, the Air Prevention and Control of Pollution Act. And I have some background for this. Because you people know that in 1972 there was a conference in the Stockholm, and that conference was very famous in 1972, because in the European and the American country there was a concern about the air pollution in 1970s. So, and even India has some problems such like stubble burning, improper industrial practices, even some environmental factors. So just to control all these factors, so a special law was necessary for us related to the air. So that's why in 1981 there was a act, that was the Air Protection and Control of Pollution Act in 1981, that was enacted. So just keep in mind that because there was a conference in the Stockholm in 1972, there was a worldwide concern about this air pollution, and India also thought that we should also act or establish such kind of legislation. So that's why we came up with such kind of action. Anyway, so which gas was released during the Bhopal gas tragedy? Methane, styrene, sulfur dioxide, and methyl isocyanate. Nishant and Mohammed gave me answer D. Savrupa, Chennuri. Alka, what should be the answer? Uh, okay, so you people gave me answer D, that is methyl isocyanate. So I have something about this air Bhopal gas tragedy. So just keep in mind that yes, so this tragedy was happened in 1981. The first thing, the second thing, the gas was MIC, as you people already told me about this methyl isocyanate, and the company was where this accident was happened. The company name was Union Carbide India Limited, and this company was to manufacture the fertilizer. Okay, no, not fertilizer, for the pesticide, right? So the industry was to manufacture the pesticide, and for formation of this pesticide, one product was needed, and that product was MIC. So I think I have some reactions. So just keep in mind that initially we have the CO, carbon monoxide, and we have the chlorine that will give you the phosgene gas, COCl2, and this COCl2 will react with the methyl amine, and this methyl amine will give you the MIC. So so the formula for this MIC is CH3NCO. Just keep in mind that. So if you have this MIC, then this MIC will react with one naphthol, and this will give you the carbyle, and carbyle is nothing but the name of the pesticide. So this was the ultimate goal of the company, to manufacture this carbyle. Okay, so just keep in mind the formula of this MIC. What it is? It is CH3 and CO, and this was formed after the reaction with the phosgene and the methylamine. Okay, and because of that, this is the exothermic reaction, and because of being the exothermic reaction, temperature increased and there was some kind of blast, and even the gas released in the higher amount. So that's why that was the main reaction that happened in the Bhopal gas tragedy. Okay, so we have photochemical smoke, and you have to tell me under which scale this comes of the air pollution. So question is, photochemical smoke comes under which scale of the air pollution? Micro, meso, macro, and the global. Alka, I had in my mind that I had in my mind just to refresh all the questions from week 1 to 12. That's why I do not have new questions today, but just to get you the refreshment of this from week 1 to 12. So I have all the previous year questions only, assignment questions from week 1 to 12. So I don't have new questions, but yes, this is just to revise you and give you the brief of about that question. Nishant Korea Mohammed gave me B answer. So you are giving me B means mesoscale. Okay, what do you think? What should be the answer of this? We will try to cover all the weeks from week 1 to 12. So week, so that we can cover. And this will be the kind of revision for you people. So that's why I thought that I should take all the questions from week 1 to 12. Okay, so the answer should be mesoscale, and I have this slide in which we can differentiate between micro, meso, and macro. So micro means for a few meter. Okay, and if it is a meso means to up to some hectare, or let's say up to the size of the city. Or if it is a macro, then it can be regional to the continental level. So if we are talking about the photochemical smoke, so this reaction and this process is the mesoscale, because it can be from local to regional. If I give you the example of Delhi, so it may be that like in the Delhi there may be the photochemical smoke, but near to that we have the Sonipat and Panipat, even the Noida. So it may be that you do not have such kind of photochemical smoke in that cities. So you can see that like it is local in nature. So you can from that you can consider the smoke as a mesoscale. Anyway, so the next is select the incorrect statement. So these statements are related to the contamination and the pollution. If you people know the difference between the contamination and the pollution, then you can give me the right answer for that. But you have to select the incorrect statement. Just keep in the mind. So the first option is contamination is simply the presence of substance where it should not be or at concentration above the background. Pollution is contamination that results in or can result in adverse biological effects on residents communities. Pollutant is the substance that alter the composition of the natural atmosphere. Sources are the place to which pollutant get absorbed or converted, transformed in some other constituent forms. Okay, Nishant already gave me answer D, Abdul D, and Kripali D. Okay. So yes, answer should be D. If you people know the difference between this pollutant and the contaminants, so let me tell you, pollutants that will have the adverse impact on the human being, right? And the level, of course, the level will exceed your the permissible level. But if we are talking about the contaminants, then the impact that may or may not impact on the human. Okay, so this is the little difference between contaminants and the pollutant. Based on that, D is the incorrect statement. So I think I have one slide on it. Yes. If we are differentiating between pollutant and the contaminant, so pollutant is the harmful or the poisonous substance that pollutes something, but contaminant is a foreign substance or impurity that contaminates something. And there will always be a harmful effect of the pollutant, but it is not always the case for the contaminants. Okay, so this is just basic difference. Anyway, which of the following gases or the gas is considered as the silent killer? Nishant C, Mohammad Abdul C, Kripali C, Alka also C. So can you people tell me, of course you gave me the right answer. AS also gave me C answer. So why it is? Why only the carbon monoxide killer, not the methane, not the sulfur dioxide or the carbon dioxide? Why only the silent killer is carbon monoxide? Can you quickly write in the chat box what is the reason for that? Why the silent killer is just the carbon monoxide? Yes, one big reason that Nishant gave me is the carboxyhemoglobin. Yes. Another than that, yes, this is the main reason. Yes, Alka also gave me one reason, that is it is colorless. So I can say that as Alka said, this is colorless. So you will not get to know that this gas is near to you. Okay, because this is colorless. Yes, Alka. And then Rupali told me that it is odorless, means you can't even smell it. Okay, so you do not know whether you have near to you do have this carbon monoxide or not. Okay, so it is odorless, it is colorless. Okay, and the important the Nishant told me that it can combine with your hemoglobin and the supply of the oxygen will be inhibited. So if your body is not getting the oxygen supply, then how so this will act like the silent killer, because you will be killed because there is a no more supply of the oxygen because of the binding capacity of this carbon monoxide to the hemoglobin, and the affinity is so strong with the carbon monoxide of the hemoglobin as comparison to the oxygen. So because of being the colorless, odorless, and the affinity of this carbon monoxide to bind with the hemoglobin, so these are three reasons why this is termed as the silent killer. So yes, C is the right answer, and she is the first Esther Killick. She told about this affinity of the carbon monoxide, and she told that the affinity is 240 times more as comparison to the oxygen to bind with the hemoglobin. And she also explored this reaction of this carbon monoxide. This is that I already have told. Anyway, next is this is colorless and highly irritating gas that is formed by photochemical reaction just above the Earth's surface. So NOx, SOx, ground level ozone, and the carbon monoxide. Okay, Nishant C, Ria C, ASC. Okay, so yes, if we are talking about the photochemical smoke, then you must know that the product of this photochemical smoke will be ozone, will be aldehyde, or some other form of the aldehyde may also be present. Okay, so these are the resultant of it, but the initiator or that will initiate this photochemical smoke reaction, that may be the NOx. Okay, so NOx is the precursor. Just keep in mind, NOx is the precursor. In the presence of NOx, in the presence of sunlight, in the presence of VOC, that is the volatile organic compound, there will be the product of photochemical reaction, and that product may be ozone, that product may be aldehyde. Okay, and some other such like PAN, if you have heard about that PAN, that is also one important photochemical reaction product. Okay, so among these three, among these four, ground level ozone is colorless, yes, and it is the product of this photochemical reaction, and this is very highly irritating gas. Yes, this is the photochemical reaction. If you have VOCs, if you have NOx, and in the presence of sunlight is very important for this photochemical smoke, and that will give you the formation of this ozone. Okay, an observable alteration in the plant when exposed to air pollution is called damage, injury, stomata, none of the above. Abdul gave me answer B. Rupali B. Nishant also gave me B. Okay, so yes, if you have, if you people have given me answer B, then yes, answer is B, and you should know the difference between damage and injuries. Damage can be happen to any living or non-living thing. So if we are talking about the monuments, okay, if we are talking about some building, yes, Nishant, damage is loss, and injury is what? Injury may. Can you speak about that? How injury is different from damage? Yes, Arka. So it may give you the alteration, but it is not always the case that it will damage something, or it will there will be the loss of some financial value of that. If there is a no loss of your financial value or the monetary value, then this will be the injury. But if there is a loss of some monetary value, then you will call it as a damage, because you have to improve it, or you have to treat it. And stomata is just the you can say some cells and the tissue, kind of tissue we have in the plant. So this is something different. So answer should be B, that is the injury. So, which symptom is considered as the acute effect of arsenic in animals? Nishant Krupali gave me a answer, that is severe salivation. Salivation, sorry. Abdul also gave me a answer, severe salivation. Yes. So the symptom of this arsenic in the animal will be the severe salivation, and like you have to just remember it, what kind of acute effect of different kind of heavy metals or the pollutant you will have. So that is just the things that you have to remember every time. But yes, in the animals it will give you the severe salivation, but if we are talking about the human, then that will give you some dots on your face and even on your hand, and that is known as the melionesis and the curtosis. So, and there are different compounds of the arsenic that may give you bad effect, like, and different ionic form of arsenic. So you have so there you can see that if we have the inorganic form of the arsenic, that are more toxic as comparison to the organic form that are less toxic. And if we have the inorganic forms, then the oxidation state will be 3 and 5, and these 3 5 are the more toxic as comparison to the organic, and we already have given you the example of this organic form. So this is the impact of arsenic on the human body. Anyway, so which of the following pollutant is mainly responsible for forming the black crust on the surface of stone material? So particulate matter, sulfur dioxide, carbon monoxide, or ozone? Nishant A, Krupali A, AS also gave me A answer. Yes, so answer will be A, and yes, particulate matter is the responsible for the formation of this black crust on this stone material. So I don't have any explanation for it. Anyway, which of the following pollutant is the most sensitive to rubber degradation? Nitrogen dioxide, sulfur dioxide, ozone, and the carbon dioxide. Rupali gave me C answer. Ozone. Abdul C. Okay. Any more answer? Nishant also gave me C. Okay, so if you have the presence of ozone in your atmosphere near to the surface, then that can give you the cracking of your tires. And this cracking of tires, the responsible gas will be the ozone. And why? Because there is a reason. Whenever there is a tire or the rubber, there may be double bond, and that double bond can be break down easily by this two oxygen molecule from this ozone, and that's why this will give you the cracking of tire, or you can say the rubber degradation. So this is the reason why, because of this ozone, there will be the cracking of tires or the rubber degradation. So let's move to the week 2. A plume is characterized by a tight, vertically constrained layer of air pollution coming from a point source, such as a chimney, called plume haze, layered haze, uniform haze, plume and uniform haze. Nishant, layered haze. What do you think, Nishant? If we are talking about the plume, then why it is not the plume haze? Why you are talking about this layered haze? Okay, now you corrected. Uh, any more answers? Okay, Kripali, Alka gave me A answer. Even Abdul, yes. So answer is A, that is the plume haze. So just keep in mind, like we have two or three terminology about that. The one is visibility and then haze. Okay, so you must know the difference between visibility and haze, and different type of haze we have in the city center. So firstly, see what it is. What is haze? So haze is caused when sunlight encounter tiny pollution particles that you have in the air, and this phenomena caused by the interaction of air pollutant emitted from various sources. And if we are talking about the visibility, then it is a measure how well an observer can see a scene. So you can say that the result of haze can be the reduce in the visibility. Okay, and haze is due to because you have a lots of particles in the atmosphere because of scattering, because of some interaction between this particle in the atmosphere. Uh, the visibility will be reduced. Okay, and these haze can be formed by different type, or the haze can be formed in different patterns. So if I talk about this, so we have four like we may have the clear day. So whenever there is a clear day, there is a no visibility issue, means we do not have the haze. Okay, plume haze means from one point source, for example from the chimney, there is a haze that is coming out of this chimney. Okay, or the point source, so that will be the plume. Then layered means that is covering your whole area. So for example, if it is a Delhi, and Delhi there is a thousands of industries, and each industry is releasing the gaseous or some smoke. Because of that, there may be the layered haze. And the uniform haze, this is on the larger area. It may be like because of some wind phenomena, and wind is moving from one place to another place, and it is covering thousands of uh, kilometer. Then this can give you the uniform haze, and that air is moving this haze with it. So then it will give you the uniform haze. So if we are talking about only chimney and point source, then that will give you the plume haze. Okay, this question is about the albedo. So in the Antarctic, whether albedo is increasing or decreasing, and because of that, the heat is increasing or decreasing. So you have to tell me about that. So it is a significant concern in the climatology, since recent albedo dash in the Arctic has increased heat at the surface, resultant in ice melting. Just you have to keep in mind what you mean by this albedo. So albedo is the portion of your the light that has been reflected back. So if the albedo is higher, means more sunlight are reflected back to the space. Just keep in mind that thing. If there is a less albedo means more of the sunlight will be in the at the surface, but less of it will be reflected to the space. Can you give me answer according to that? More albedo means more reflection. Just keep in mind. Less albedo means more absorption. Can you correct now? Yes, sir. And this is like a recent concern. In recently, what is happening in the glacier region? What is the role of albedo at that area? Nishant Abdul, your answer is final. That is A or not? What do you think? Anyway, so the answer should be B, and I should tell you why. So, if you people can see, you people always know that in the summer time you are wearing the white clothes, and the wearing of white clothes have some advantages, and that advantage is that when there will be the sunlight on the whiter color, because of being the white, the light will be reflected back. Okay, and reflected light is known as albedo. So whenever you have the white color surface, albedo will be more, means reflected light will be more. And if there is like more reflected light, means we are saying that there is less absorption. Less absorption means we will feel cool in that area. Okay, as comparison to the black color or darker color. In darker color, what will happen? More of the light will be absorbed, means reflected light will be less, albedo will be less. Okay, and right now what is happening in the glacier region, that because the surface has been explored, so on that snow beneath to it we have the rock surface, and that is darker in color, because right now we have darker color above to this snow white color. So what will happen? More absorption will happen. If there is a more absorption, means albedo will be reduced. If albedo is reduced, if more of the gas are being trapped as comparison to reflected back, so what will happen? There will be more heat near to your glacier region, and because of more heat, snow will melt. So right now albedo become lesser in your glacier region, and because of that uh, there is the acceleration of the snow melting. So is it so right now, is it understood to you that albedo is decreasing right now in that glacier region, and because of that, heat is there, and because of that, snow is melting. Is it clear, or you need some clarification about it? Alka, Nishant, Nishant and Abdul, because you gave me A answer, so at my answer is B. So did you understand why answer is B, not A? Okay, Abdul. So you can see from here, like how much reflection is due to white color or darker color, and the reflection light is known as the albedo. Just keep in mind. And right now, reflection is lesser as comparison to the absorption, and because of absorption, snow is melting. Anyway, the types of marine salts are sea salt, sulfate aerosol, nitrate aerosol, mineral dust, and you have to select the right option. Nishant is so quick to give me the D answer. That is all of the above. Marine salt. Yes, answer is D. And because if it is a sea salt, means with the sodium and chloride, if you have the sulfate aerosol or the nitrate aerosol or the mineral dust in the marine water, then these all are the type of the marine salt. And this is the process how some like different aerosols or the droplet can be formed because of the action of the water. Anyway, so which of the following air pollution source is the natural source of air pollution? Pollen grains, waste burning, automobile, and the power plants. Abdul gave me answer A. AS also gave me answer A. Okay, Nishant also make. Okay, so everyone gave me a answer, that is pollen grain. Then yes, pollen grain is the source that is natural. And if you know that most of like some of the people have some kind of allergy with the pollen grain. So like whenever there is a particular type of tree and that tree is releasing pollen grain in the atmosphere or in the air, and some person is crossing that road, so he or she may have some kind of allergy because of that pollen grains, and that are so minute in size. So, and this is the natural source of the air pollution. If you can see such kind of like pollen grain we have in our air. Which of the following process of the formation of air pollutant only include physical mechanism? Metal catalysis, ionization, volatilization, hydrolysis. Okay, give me answer C, volatilization. Abdul, C and D. Yes, only from C and D you will have the answer. Lysis means breaking down some compound. And if you are breaking down some compound, then that will give you the chemical process. That will be the part of the chemical process. So, can you give me the exact answer for that now, Abdul? Kripali, C, yes. Yes, Nishant Abdul, it is C, that is the volatilization. And volatilization is nothing but this is the changing the phase to the vapor. Okay, or changing the phase to the gaseous form. So, and the changing the phase, just changing the phase is the physical mechanism, not the chemical. If it is a hydrolysis, means breaking down of the water, and that water ions, if it is H or the OH, that will react with some other things, and that it will give you the chemical mechanism. Metal catalysis, with the help of the metal there will be some reaction, and that will accelerate the reaction. So this is again the chemical reaction. And ionization, again, if you are involving the ions, then this is not the physical but this is the chemical. I do have the list of this formation and transformation of the air pollutant. So it can be volatilization, it can be absorption, adsorption, oxidation, reduction, ionization, hydrolysis, photolysis, and the metacatalysis. And just keep in mind that volatilization and the adsorption can be the physical mechanism only, but the remaining these involve the chemical mechanism. Okay, in the troposphere, dash is the only known compound that can produce an oxygen atom during its photodissociation at available radiation. So nitrogen dioxide, sulfur dioxide, carbon dioxide, carbon monoxide. Nishan gave me answer B, sulfur dioxide. You have to think about the photochemical smoke, then you can give me the right answer for that. That's just a hint from my side. Okay, Abdul gave me answer C, but with the question mark. You will see, like what will happen. How ozone is formed in the troposphere? Do you know the reaction that involves this? You know that we have the oxygen molecule and the one oxygen atom. Okay, so we have O2 and O, and the reaction of this will give you the ozone. Okay, so from where this O comes? Hmm. Alka gave me A answer. Yes, so Alka gave me right answer. That is nitrogen dioxide. And why this is, if you know the photochemical smoke or the reaction, so this is like nitrogen dioxide is only that molecule. Like in the presence of sunlight, nitrogen dioxide can break down into nitrogen monoxide, that is NO, plus one oxygen atom. Okay, and that oxygen atom will react with the oxygen molecule, and that will give you the ozone formation. So that's why, and if you people know that nitrogen dioxide is emitted by the vehicles, so whenever there will be the vehicle movement, the ozone will be formed. Why? Because nitrogen dioxide can be easily dissociate in the presence of sunlight into nitrogen monoxide and the oxygen, and because of that ozone will be formed. So this is nitrogen dioxide. If we are talking about like, yes, we can also break down this carbon dioxide into carbon monoxide plus oxygen, but we need higher temperature and a very short wavelength, short wave radiation for that to break down. We can't break down it into the visible light. So and carbon monoxide, no, this is not that much possible in the laboratory. We can do this. And sulfur dioxide, this is again possible in the laboratory, but in the presence of sunlight and air, naturally only nitrogen dioxide can be broken down into nitrogen monoxide plus oxygen, and because of that ozone will be formed. If the atmospheric temperature increases with constant pressure, the air density will start to increase, decrease, constant, do not depend on temperature. What do you think? What's the relation between temperature and density for the gaseous form? Take the example of take the example of, let's say, the cylinder and the LPG. So you have LPG, and in spite of cylinder, that can be anything. So if we will increase the temperature of, let's say, the cylinder, then the air density or the LPG will start to, the density, what will happen to the density of the LPG? Increase, decrease, constant, do not depend on temperature. Alka, B maybe. Be sure about that, Alka. Yes, it is B. And if you people, yes, yes, it is B. Why it is B? Because you know that uh, like there was some difference between solid, liquid, and gas. What was it? Uh, like how molecules are bonded to each other. Okay, so in the solid it is tightly bonded, in the liquid it is loosely bonded, and the in the gas we have molecules that are so loosely bounded. Okay, so whenever we will give the temperature to the gas, so what will happen? uh, the gas molecule will start vibrate and will go far away to each other. Okay, because the bond between them is so weak. So when the molecules will go away from each other, then what will happen? Volume will increase, mass is constant. Then, and you know that density is equal to mass upon volume. So density will decrease. It will be less dense because molecules are going away. It is covering more volume or the more area, but the mass is constant. So this will give you the less density of the gaseous molecule. So this is just case in the air as well. So if temperature is increasing, so air density will start to decrease. So B is the right answer for that. This I already have. Okay, so right now we have the meteorological parameters and the measuring device. So you have to match the following according to the meteorological parameter and the connected measuring devices. AS gave me answer C. Nishant B. I want some majority. Abdul B. You know that wind speed and direction will be given by anemometer, right? Temperature will be platinum resistance thermometer. Rainfall will be tipping bucket type. And the solar radiation will be the pyranometer. So based on that, answer B is the right one. Uh, DALR, that is dry adiabatic lapse rate, is equal to what value? 9.8 degrees Celsius per 1 kilometer and 9.8 Fahrenheit per 1 kilometer, 6 degrees Celsius and 6 Fahrenheit per 1 kilometer. Nishant and Abdul gave me A answer, that is 9.8. Alka, what's your answer? So yes, okay, Alka, you already responded. Okay, it is 9.8 degrees Celsius per kilometer. So what does it mean? This means that whenever we are in whenever we are going up, so what is happening, the temperature is decreasing. So how much temperature is decreasing per kilometer? So this is and like if we are talking about adiabatic rate, means there is a no heat loss. And if it is a dry adiabatic, means the air parcel doesn't have the doesn't have the 100% water level. Okay, so that's why it is a dry. So whenever we are going up, then what is happening, the temperature is decreasing, but at what rate it is decreasing, this will be known as the lapse rate. So this is actual lapse rate, means rate of change of temperature with the height. And the value of this dry adiabatic lapse rate is 9.8 degrees Celsius per kilometer. Here you can see that if we are going up, so initially it was 30, at 1 kilometer up it will be the 20, at another 1 kilometer up that will be 10 degrees Celsius. So this is the lapse rate. The type of atmospheric stability is neutral, absolute instability, absolute stability, conditional stability. Nishant with the question mark gave me answer B, absolute instability. Okay, for such kind of question, you have to keep in mind that you have to compare your ELR, that is the environment lapse rate, with SLR and DLR. Okay, so the thing is you have to compare your ELR. So whether your ELR is warmer than SLR or DLR at some specific distance, then according to that, you can give me the answer for that. Let me see the answer. Mohammed C, Nishant C, and Alkai C. Okay. Yes, so this is absolute stability, and I made the slide for this. So yes, so according to that, like we can have some example of that, uh, because ELR is in the right hand side. Right hand side means the rate of cooling it down is slower. Okay, so slower means it can be 5 degrees Celsius per kilometer. But if it is a DLR or the SLR, then the rate of cooling down is higher, means lapse rate is higher. Then we can say that, let's say SLR is 6 and DLR is 10. Okay, And according to that, we can see that our atmosphere, that actual environment, is uh, is what is happening with it, that both DLR and SLR on the cooler side, but the environment is warmer side. So what will happen? Either your air parcel can be DLR or SLR, that will be in the cooler side. Cooler side means that will not rise up, and because of that, there will be the stability condition. So let's move to the week 3. Atmospheric stability is associated with what? Temperature profile, pressure profile, relative humidity profile, and the rainfall profile. In the last slide only, we talked about the atmospheric stability. So how atmospheric stability was associated with some parameter. So what was that parameter? ASC. Atmospheric stability is all about the lapse rate. So in that lapse rate, what matters the most? Yes. Yes, Pinak, this is temperature lapse rate, and Nishant, Abdul, yes. So temperature is associated with the atmospheric stability. We have to see, like in the background, whatever temperature we have, and then the air parcel that that want to go up or will sink. The fate of that will be decided on the background temperature, or you can say the lapse rate. So atmospheric stability is all about the temperature profile and the temperature vertical profiling. This is not that much important. Okay, which of the following factor is associated with the plume property? So plume, you know that from the chimney, the plume can be emitted. Plume is nothing but the smoke, that is smoke and the gases that are released from the chimney at some particular in some particular pattern. Okay, and this is associated with what? Wind speed, turbulence, exit velocity, or the atmospheric stability. Nishant C. Muhammad Abdul C. Yes, if we will talk about the plume property, then exit velocity, I have one example of this. So if we are talking about the plume property, then the exit velocity, with what speed the plume is releasing from that stack or the chimney, so that will be known as like momentum. Then the temperature, so the gas that are being released from the chimney, what's the temperature of it, that is also the property of the plume. Then the height of release, at what height we are releasing it. This is again the and even like if you know that if there is a more momentum and the buoyancy, then it will have some effective stake height. Okay, so that is also the property of the plume. And if we are talking about the environmental properties, so this can be wind speed, turbulence, or the atmospheric stability. The radio sonde, equipped with various measuring devices, is carried up to higher altitude by a balloon filled with what? Hydrogen, radon, argon, or the nitrogen. Nishan gave me A answer, that is hydrogen. So there is a kind of balloon, and at that balloon, we do attach some sensors, and then we will release that balloon to the air. And what will happen? It will go up, and because sensor will go up with some height, it will give you the vertical profiling of, let's say, temperature or the relative humidity or the pressure. Why not helium? Helium is not among the this options, Pinnack. The options are just hydrogen, radon, argon, and the nitrogen. And if we are talking about helium, then why? Well, what's the advantage of this hydrogen? We can use the helium as well, but why we are using the hydrogen? We do have some advantages of it. So let me show you. Oh, this is the lightweight. This is high lifting capacity is here. It is available, and the safety consideration we can keep in mind, and the environmental impact is also less. So because of that availability and even at the cheaper cost, so we are using this hydrogen. No doubt we can use the helium as well, but because the advantage of this hydrogen gas is more as comparison to helium. So because of the availability and the cheaper rate, so we are using the hydrogen gas. Which of the following air pollutant is not included in the criteria pollutants? Carbon monoxide, carbon dioxide, lead, or ozone? Nishant B, Pinak C, Nishant B, Mohammed C. Okay, so there is a clash between B and C. Who will break it? Alka, will you try to break this clash of this B and C? Okay. So Alka gave me answer B, and I will go with that majority. So B is the right answer because uh, if we are talking about the criteria pollutant, so criteria pollutant is that pollutant of the pollutant that we have some standard, okay, some threshold, and if we are crossing that threshold, that will give you the adverse impact on the human body. Okay, and because of that we have the NAAQS, that is National Ambient Air Quality Standard. So and let me see. Okay, so it is a set of the pollutant identified by some agency and have some specific criteria or standard for allowable level in the atmosphere. And if we are seeing this, the current standard that has been released in 2009, that comprise 12 pollutant, and these pollutant are particulate matter 10, 2.5, NOx, SOx, carbon monoxide, ozone, ammonia, then lead, benzene, benzopyrene, arsenic, and nickel. And CO2, that is the carbon dioxide, is not among the criteria pollutant in India. And why it is not in criteria pollutant? Because it is this is the gas that is naturally being released by the combustion, and it doesn't have that much adverse impact like on your health, for example on the heart, or let's say on the lungs, or it is not causing the cancer. So right now we doesn't have that threshold in our atmosphere for that. So the criteria so carbon monoxide is not among carbon dioxide is not among the criteria pollutant. And if you can see here, because I told you there is some threshold above to which there will be the adverse impact. So for each pollutant, we have some values. So this question is based on the value only. So for the sulfur dioxide, if we are calculating this annual in industrial, residential, rural, and another area, so what will be that value? Alga gave me 50, Nishant 50, means A, Mohammed A. So let me see. So if we are talking about the sulfur dioxide and for the annual, then it is no doubt 50. So yes, answer should be A, that is 50. Okay, so you have to calculate the sub index for the given condition. So this question is about the air quality index, AQI. So uh, for calculation of this AQI, you have some values that has been given for the particulate matter 10. So the concentration in the atmosphere for this particulate matter 10 is 90 microgram. BHI And BLO, I will talk about this. And if IHI, ILO, these values are given, even the CP value is given, then you have to tell me like how we can calculate this sub index. Based on that, we can calculate this air quality index. So I don't think right now you will have the pen or paper, so I should go further with it. Anyway, the answer will be 90, and I show you. So this is the formula. If you want to calculate the sub index, that is denoted by I, and that will be equal to IHI. Okay, it may be I didn't calculate, so Alka, yes, it may be 85. I don't know about that right now. And I didn't even focus on that. I didn't calculate it. But yes, that can be 85. I didn't calculate. I'm just telling you because I thought that I will give you the formula and you can calculate it accordingly. So here we have the IHI and ILO. So these are the AQI values corresponding to the BHI and BLO. So what it is, so BHI is the breakpoint concentration, higher or equal to the given concentration, or this is the lower. So I show you. So if you people can see, like we have the AQI in the left hand side, and these are our lower and the higher. So if it is 0, then this is lower concentration, and if it is 50, then this is the higher concentration. And if you will put these value into this formula, then you will have the answer of that. So yes, if this is the condition, then you will get the 85. So let me see, like there may be some changes. Alka, there is PM part PM10 concentration. If it is, then that will give you the 90 only. That will not give you the 85. Because in that example, if you have seen that example here, the concentration of the particulate matter 10 is 85, and based on that, this will give you the answer 85. But in our question, the concentration of the particulate matter 10 was 90. So based on that, it will give you the answer 90 only. Anyway, when an air pollution index does not indicate poor air quality, even though concentration of one or more air pollutant may have reached unacceptably high value, it is called maximum operator approach, minimum operator approach, eclipsing, or the ambiguity. So there is a two type of condition. So because we do release every day the AQI, okay, and sometime what happened, the actual concentration is more, but AQI is giving you the lesser value. Okay, this is the one condition. Second condition is reverse to that. If you have a lower value, but the AQI is giving you the higher value, this is the another case, and these both cases are dangerous to you. So the first case is known as the first case is just related the question that has been asked. So whenever there is a high concentration in the air, but the AQI is giving you the lesser value of this AQI. So this is known as the what? Pinnock, when AQI is less and if the values are high, then then it will called ambiguity. Yes. And reverse to that, Alka, let me give you the answer. So if you can see, Alka, this example here, the concentration that is given is 85, BHI is 100, BLO is 50, and these are 50, 100, 50, and 85. Okay, based on that calculation, you are having the value 85. But the question that I asked, Here I have given the particulate matter concentration of 90 micrometer, no microgram, note the 85. And if you will calculate using that formula, then you will get only 90 answer, not 85. Anyway, so this is the case of the eclipsing. Eclipsing means there is a high concentration. Actually, there is a high concentration in the atmosphere, but AQI is giving you the less value. Okay, and reverse to that, that will be the ambiguity. So how we can remove it? Uh, so yes, C is the right answer. And how we can remove it? We can remove it taking the maximum value. So for example, you have some AQI value or let's say sub index value for particulate matter, sub index value for NOx, or sub index value for SOx. So whatever is the highest value, that will be considered as the AQI. This is how we can remove this eclipsing and the ambiguity. But concentration is 90. You show solution of, yes, I show the solution of 85 because I just copy paste the slide of the instructor. That's why only. But the answer, that question have the concentration of 90, Alka. Anyway, so for the eclipsing, we can say that pollution is underestimated, and for the ambiguity, we can say that the pollution is overestimated by the ambiguity. And what will happen if we are taking the maximum value of the sub-index? Then this approach can remove this eclipsing and the ambiguity. Okay, as per the method adopted by CPCB, if the AQI, that is the air quality index, is 120, the corresponding air quality rating will be minimal impact, minor breathing discomfort to sensitive people, respiratory illness on prolonged exposure, breathing discomfort to people with lung asthma and heart disease. Nishan gave me answer D. That is breathing discomfort. Peanut B, minor breathing discomfort to sensitive people. Okay, so answer is D, and why it is? So you can see, like, we do have the range of this AQI and the probable impact. So if it is 0 to 50, then minimal or no impact on health. And our question was like when the concentration was 120, so it will come under this 101 to 200, and this will give you the breathing discomfort for children and the elderly people and the people already suffering from lung disorder and the health disease. That's why the answer was the right one. Okay, the trajectory model comes under which of the following air quality modeling classification? Coordinate system, level of sophistication, time period, and the pollutant level, pollutant type. Nishant A, Abdul A, Alka A. Okay, because you already have given me A answer, so I will also go with this A, that is the coordinate system. So let me know about this. If you have the air quality model, so that can be classified based on the time. So based on the time, we have the short term model and the long term model. If these are based on the pollutant type, then model can be non-reactive model and the reactive model. If these classifications are based on the coordinate system, then it may be grid based or the trajectory based. And if it is based on the level of the sophistication, then that may be screening or the refined one. Uh, Please show solution of previous numerical. I will show you at last, Alka. I will give you the time on that. Just keep in mind that near to the slide number 70 that question is. So I will give you the time of the for that question. Okay, which of the following model is based on the Gaussian model? And Aurora, Air Mode, GRAL, or the Atmos? Nishant A. Aurora. Abdul, what do you think? What should be the answer? So we do have different air quality models, and the model that is based on the Gaussian model. Gaussian model means uh, that have some bell-shaped distribution. Mohammed A or C? Alka B. Okay, so let's see. So answer B is right. The model that is based on the Gaussian model is ARMOD. So I do have one slide. Okay. So we do have different model that may be the box model. Basic principle is different for different type of model. So if it is a box model, then the principle will be different for the Gaussian model. So like this will have the normal distribution. If it is a Lagrangian, then this will work on the conservation of mass. Another maybe the computational fluid dynamics model. So each type of model has some different principles. Okay, and we have given the example of these. So if you can see the Gaussian model, so one of the example of this Gaussian model is ARMOD, AERMOD. So you can learn from this. So based on that, the answer B is right. Okay, so let's come to week 4. We are little delay. Okay, what is the average unit of the standard deviation of the vertical distribution of plume concentration? Meter, meter per second, gram per second, microgram per meter cube. Nishant, meter. Abdul, A. Pinak, am, that is meter. Okay. Yes. So yes, answer is right. This is A, that is meter, and how it is. Let me show you. So this is the plume, and if you can see, like this plume have some dispersion in the y direction and even the z direction. So with the height, it is dispersing, and horizontally as well in the y direction, it is dispersing. So how much standard deviation we have, we can measure it into the distance, and the unit for distance is meter. So that's why the standard deviation we have the unit that is meter. And here we have like if we will see the standard deviation either in the horizontal distribution or the vertical distribution, that will give you the unit that is in meter. Which of the following assumptions are associated with the Gaussian plume model? So, because we know that like we all always have like models are not foolproof, always have some limitations, and these limitations are due to because we have to follow some assumptions to simplify it. Okay, so what are the assumptions for Gaussian plume model? Nishan gave me D answer. That is all of the above. So there is no diffusion in the x direction, uniform continuous emission rate, the shape of the plume is conical, and the pollutant are non-reactive gas or aerosol. Abdul also gave me the answer. That is all of the above. So yes, D should be the right answer. These all are the assumptions that we have to follow whenever we are working on the model that are based on the Gaussian plume model. And here we do have some assumptions, and these assumptions are the spread will be due to the molecular diffusion, the first thing. Then the time required to travel to the receptor, we do neglect it, right? Then there is a normal distribution of horizontal and vertical pollutant concentration in the plume, and we are also considering that there is a no diffusion in the x direction, and we are assuming that there is a continuous emission from the chimney. Then we are also assuming the wind speed is constant. We are assuming that terrain is flat, not very undulating. We are also assuming that pollutant dispersion is following the normal statistical distribution. We are assuming that the shape of the plume is conical, and again we are assuming that it is non-reactive gas or the aerosol. And again the next is we are assuming that plume is reflected at the surface with no deposition or reaction with the surface. So these are the 11 assumptions that we have to follow to build up that Gaussian plume model and to calculate the dispersion of the plume from any chimney or the stack. Okay, so here we have the equation, and that equation will determine the concentration of the pollutant, and that is following this Gaussian dispersion model for the line source. So this below equation is generally used if Nishant gave me answer C, Abdul also gave me answer C, and why it is C? Why the theta should more than 20? If it will be less than 20, what will happen? Yes, if it is like sine 0, what will happen? Yes, Nishan, that will give you the infinity value, right? Because we know that if sine 0 is equal to 0, is it? And if it is 0, yes, if it is 0 at the denominator, then this will give you the infinity value. And this is not right, so that's why the theta value should be more than 20. So C is the right answer. Anyway, what is or are the disadvantages of using the Gaussian plume model for area source? Require large amount of input information, consume large amount of computer time, involve complexity. Nishan gave me D answer, that is all of the above. What is the disadvantage of using the plume Gaussian plume model for air source? Area source. If it is an area, then yes, we require large amount of input. We do require the population. We do require how many industries are there. So lot of variable we need to calculate. Then yes, if there are more variables, then computational time will be more. Then yes, large amount of computational time is needed. And if we do have more variables, then yes, there will be the complexity. So D is the right answer. That is all of the above. Again, I have one equation of the buoyancy flux parameter, and you have to tell me the unit of this F. The flux buoyancy flux parameter, and here Vs is the exit velocity, Ds is the stack diameter, Ts is the exit temperature, and T is the ambient air temperature. Shant is giving me answer C. Mohammed, okay, Mohammed is giving me answer C. Alka is also giving me answer C. Okay, let me see. So this is the formula, and if we are applying this formula for the gravity due to acceleration, meter per second square, for the Vs, that is the exit velocity, so we have meter per second. Then this is the distance. So for distance, we have the meter, and this is because a square, then we will give you the meter square. Then these are the temperature, Ts minus Ta upon Ts, then this will be the Kelvin upon Kelvin, and that will give you the meter raised to power 4 upon S raised to power 3. So based on that, answer should be C. Okay, to calculate the maximum concentration using the Gaussian plume model, the standard deviation at the vertically is given as what? Nishant B, Alka B, Mohammed Abdul Rahim B. Okay, yes, it is B. You have to calculate it, right? So the distance to maximum concentration is at the distance where this the standard deviation in the vertical direction is equal to h upon root 2. Okay, The part of the atmosphere that behave in a coherent way concerning the dispersion of air pollutant is known as what? Um, Pollution potential, atmospheric stability, ventilation coefficient, air shed. Nishant and Mohammed gave me B answer. Sorry, D. Alka airshed means she also gave me D. Okay, so this is just like that. If we do have Delhi, the each part of Delhi have a same way of the pollutant concentration in the air, then we can say like Delhi is a airshed. Okay. If you are living in a village, that village have different atmospheric property as comparison to the Delhi. Okay, so your village can be a can be an airshed. Okay, so this is like the part of the atmosphere that will behave same to some distance, so that will be known as the airshed. So yes, the answer is airshed. So I have give you the definition. So this consists of the geographical unit that have the common characteristics of the air pollution emission source and wind flow pattern due to topography and the meteorological constraint. It can also be the define of the as a part of the atmosphere which behave in the coherent way as just like a question, and it can range from small area with fewer pollutant sources to large metropolitan agglomeration with complex air quality problems. Okay, next question is based on the available assimilation capacity. So this is what's the relation between permissible standard and the ambient pollutant concentration? Nishant A, Abdul A. Alka, what do you think? Subrupa, Alka A. What's the answer of AS? Yes, what do you think? Okay, so yes, A is the right answer. So what do you mean by this assimilation capacity? So how much pollutant you still can emit into your atmosphere. So how you can calculate is, for example, the standard above to which you can't exceed. So let's say it is 100. Okay, 50 you have released. Okay, so right now how much you can released, so this will be 100 minus 50. That will be 50. So that 50 will be the available assimilation capacity. So assimilation capacity of an environment is the maximum amount of pollution load that can be discharged into it without violating the best designated use of the air resources in the planning region. Okay, so okay, the basic equation for the emission estimation is, Nishant is so quick to give me answer, and he gave me answer C, Alka C, Abdul C. Okay, so if you have given me answer C, so I will rely on answer C only. So keep in mind that for each like whatever the activity we are doing. So for example, we are doing the combustion. So let's say we are burning 1 kg. We are burning 50 kg wood. So we have to first estimate how much emission 1 kg of wood is giving you. Okay, so and then we will multiply it how much kg of wood we will burn. Okay, so this will be like that, emission factor multiplied by activity data. So emission from source, so emission factor are the average rate of the emission of pollutant per unit of activity. So how much activity you will multiply with the unit per unit rate. So that will be the emission factor. The comprehensive stock of all the pollution emitting sources and emission in the given region with a specific time period is called. Nishan gave me answer A, that is the emission inventory. So from each activity, how much of the pollution we are emitting, that will be recorded in what? So for example, if it is a car or it is a truck or it is a scooter, so how much each of this vehicle is emitting. Uh, so we do have the record of it. So this record is known as what? This record is known as the emission inventory. So yes, Nishant gave me right answer, emission inventory. So this is for a given region for a specific time period, and this is comprehensive stock of all the pollution emitting sources. For example, vehicle, industries, power plants, road dust, construction dust, and a lot of things for a particular time, for a particular region, even for a particular activity, we can create this emission inventory. So here we can see the example. So here we have different type of vehicle and different type of pollutant it is releasing. So how much it is releasing per year, and so this is kind of the example of emission inventory. So we are now on week 5. So there is an equation that is used in the mobile model for estimating the hot running emission per unit distance in a freeway, and RTL is given as what? A, B, C, D. Nishant A. Okay. Muhammad Abdul Rahim A. Yes. So answer will be A. And if we see to calculate the emission from vehicles, we do have different type of models. That model may be based on the average speed. That model may be based on the instantaneous speed, and that model may be based on the multi-scale. So, and each of these model have some examples. So, if you will see, like mobile model comes under average speed model, and so this is how it can give you the hot running emission per unit distance, and that can be given by this formula and that's why A is the right answer. Okay, so we do have another model that is EMPA. Again, this is used for estimating vehicular emission, and you have to tell me the limitation of this model. So does do not include the dynamic behavior of the engine. Inclusion of a catalyst model should lead to improvement in the existing model. It has been developed only for light duty vehicle. Nishan gave me D answer. That is all of the above. Mohammed, what do you think? What should be the answer for this? Alka, AS, Sabru. Okay, Alka is giving me answer D. Uh, okay, yes. So yes, D is the right answer because these three are the limitation of this IMPA model. This is the like mathematical model. Most of these are the mathematical or numerical model, and as I told you, each model has some kind of limitations, and that model has these three limitation because it do not include the dynamic behavior of the engine. As with the innovation we are improving the engine, so how engine is changing, that is not included in the dynamic behavior. Then inclusion of catalyst model should lead to improvement, yes, and it is just for LDV, that is the light duty vehicle. Okay, another model we have, that is the Gaines model, and you have to tell me the full form of that Gaines model. And that model is used to calculate the cost and potential for air pollution control and greenhouse gas mitigation and assessing policy interactions. You have to tell me the full form of this Gaines. Nishan gave me B answer. Greenhouse gas and air pollution interaction and synergies. Alka, what should be the answer? Okay. Okay, Alka, I can understand it. Don't worry about this. Okay, B is the right answer. That is the greenhouse gas, air pollution interaction, and synergies. And for the industrial, so this is for the industrial emission, and the gain model is for the industrial emission, and the relevant model can be Markle or the gains, and we were talking about the gain. We are not going through how this gain model work, but just keep in mind that this can calculate the historic emission of some major air pollutants such as SOx, NOx, VOCs, PM, and ammonia, and some greenhouse gases. Okay, emission of the which of the following air pollutant is not estimated by the gains model? Heavy metal, particulate matter, VOC, or ammonia? Nishant is giving me A answer, heavy metal. Muhammad A. Okay, so from here we can see um, we can measure uh, sulfur dioxide, NOx, VOCs, particulate matter, and ammonia. And for the greenhouse gases, this is carbon dioxide, methane, nitrous oxide, and the F gases, that is the fluorine gases. And heavy metal is not among that. So yes, A should be the right answer. Uh, there are emission of various pollutant and greenhouse gases from agricultural activities. Which of the following greenhouse gas is released by livestock antric fermentation and rice cultivation? Nitrous oxide, carbon dioxide, methane, or ozone? Nishan gave me answer C, that is methane. Right now, like most of the policies are based on this rice cultivation. So right now our concern is that rice cultivation is giving you the methane production. Yes, so C is the right answer. And because of like we have two disadvantages with the rice cultivation. The first is the we have to we have to give there should be water, there should be more water supply for the rice cultivation, so there is a more demand for the water. And second is that rice cultivation will give you the rise of this methane, and methane is a strong uh, greenhouse gas. Okay, that will give you the warming effect. So based on that, right now there are some program, that program is trying to shift the cereal from rice to some other things, so that we can reduce the methane production, and even the demand of the water can be minimized. So yes, if we are talking about the livestock enteric fermentation, so because there is an anaerobic respiration, whenever there is a more water on the surface, then what will happen, the soil have some microorganism, that microorganism, there will be the deficiency of oxygen because all the pores of the soil has been filled up by the water. Okay, so if there is no oxygen, then what will happen, that there will be anoxic condition, means absence of oxygen. So the microorganism in the absence of oxygen will release the methane. Okay, so C is the right answer. Okay, which of the following equation is used to estimate the methane emission from enteric fermentation? So if you want to calculate how much methane is being produced by the livestock or the animals, so how you can calculate it? So yes, Alka and Nishant gave me answer C. Yes, so you will calculate. how many organisms you have or how many animals you have, and each animal how much methane is being produced by that. And we do have different type of animal. That animal can be buffalo, that animal can be cow, so we will do the summation of that. Okay, so that's why C is the right answer. Okay, so there is a one sector that will cover emission from activities such as cooking, heating, captive power generation in hotel or offices, shopping malls, hospital, and the crematorium. So that sector will be what? Commercial, agricultural, industrial, or the transport sector? Nishant A, Abdul A. Okay, yes. This is the commercial sector. So if you will see the definition of commercial sector, then this will cover all the activity that is related to cooking, heating, or the boiler operation, or the captive power generation in the commercial sector, such as hotel, offices, restaurant, and all. So that's why commercial sector will be the one that will cover all of these things. Okay, the general equation for calculating the emission from the residential or the commercial sector is the product of what? Population and emission factor, fuel consumption and emission factor, fuel consumption factor and duration, fuel consumption and population. Nishant and Abdul gave me answer B. Babji also gave me answer B. Yes. Uh, like fuel consumption is dependent on the population itself. So how much fuel is being consumed by the population, and the emission factor. So how much fuel is being consumed, um, uh, like per unit. So how much emission we are getting for after this fuel consumption, that will give you the emission factor. So if we are multiplying this, then that can give you the emission from the residential or the commercial sector. Okay, so what is or are the application of remote sensing in air quality management? So if we are using the satellite, so what can be advantage of that? So monitoring of air pollution data, validation of model, identification of air shed, a demonstration of episodic pollution. And you have to select the correct option. Bapchi gave me A answer, first, second, and fourth. Why not third? Identification of air shed. Mohammed gave me D answer. Yes, answer will be D, because why it is D? Because we are using the we are making the use of satellite. Okay, and satellite will send some rays or the radiation, and that will be sensed by the sensors. Okay, so whenever there is a air shed, so for example, uh, there is a Delhi, and there is a nearby villages. Okay, so the property of the rays that are going back from the Delhi and from the villages will have the different property. Okay, and that's how we can differentiate between different airshed. Either this is the polluting or this is less polluting area or not. So such kind of airshed differentiation can be happen with the help of this remote sensing as well. So that's why B should be the right answer. All of these options are right. Anyway, this expresses the quantity of light removed from a beam by scattering or absorption by aerosols during its path through the atmosphere. Nishant gave me C answer, that is aerosol optical depth. Bhabshi also gave me C answer. Yes. Mohammed also gave me answer C. Yes. So this is aerosol optical depth that will express like how much light has been removed by the aerosol through its path, right? Anyway, which of the following data are associated with secondary data? questionnaire, continuous monitoring, field survey, or the published report and articles? What you may like, there are two type of data, that is primary data and the secondary data, and you have to tell me which one is the example of the secondary data. Babshi give me answer D. Nishant have some caution with that, and Mohammed is also confused among B or D. Yes, the answer will be D, that is published reports and article. Why it is? Uh, Whenever like you are generating the data, that will be primary data. Whenever you are collecting the data that has been published already and you are just collecting that data, that will be known as the published sorry, secondary data. So for example, if through the questionnaire you are creating some data, so that is the primary. Through continuously monitor, example, you have the station that can record the pollution level. Okay, that will be the continuous monitoring. Means you are producing the data. That will be the primary data. If you are doing the field survey, if you are going home to home and you are you are recording the data, that will be the primary. But if you are having the data from some article, from the newspaper, or from some survey that already have been happened, okay, that will be known as the secondary data. So published report or article will give you the secondary data. So D is the right answer. Dash is the practice of deriving information about pollution source and the amount they contribute to ambient air pollution level. Source apportionment, emission inventory, air quality management system, air quality index. Nishant gave me A answer and Abdul also gave me A answer. Babshi also gave me answer. Yes, answer will be A. That is the source apportionment. Means you have pollution level in the atmosphere or in the air, but now you want to know from where this pollution is coming from. So you want to know like what is the source of that pollution. So you are going back and you want to know what is the source of that pollution. So this practice of deriving information about the source and how much amount that source is contributing to the pollution, that will be known as the source apportionment. Okay, which of the following model follow the source based method? So we do have two methods. The one is source based and the second is receptor based. So one is bottom up and another is top down. So from ground, like for example, from industry to up, so we are going from bottom to up or from atmosphere to industry. So this is how we do have two type of model, source based and the receptor based. So you have to tell me which yes, Nissan, this is bottom up approach. Source based model is also known as the bottom approach. You have to give me the example of that model that is using the source based method. So we have the name of four models: the Gaussian flume model, PMF model, CMB model, and the PCA model. Nishant gave me A answer, that is the Gaussian flume model. Mohammed Abdul B, Alka A. Yes, I will go with the majority. So Gaussian flume model is the one model that is based on the source based model, and this is how we can, like, initially if we have the emission inventory, then we can estimate the ambient air concentration, and the top bottom is we have the ambient concentration in the air, and then we are going to estimate like the estimated source contribution. So this is the receptor model or the top down, and the example of the source model or the bottom up is the Gaussian flume model. The fundamental principle of receptor model is what? Energy conservation, normal distribution, mass conservation, or the conservation of momentum? Nishant C, Alka C, Mohammed C. Yes, you people know about it. So this is based on the mass conservation. And if I talk about that source model, so what is the basic fundamental principle of the source modeling? Can you quickly write in the chat box what is the basic principle of the source modeling? So here this is C, that is the mass conservation. And if we will see here, the fundamental principle is that mass conservation between emission source and the receptor. So based on that, we have built this receptor model. Uh, then we have another question, like if you want to collect the samples, okay, and we have the degree of freedom, that is D, and the variable number V. So the ratio of D to V should be what? Based on that, we can estimate the minimum number of sample. So here the minimum number of ratio should be what? Sorry, the minimum number of samples should be what? Alka gave me answer A, that is greater than 60. Abdul also gave me A answer. Yes, this is A, that is greater than 60. So whenever you are for the source based, that will be the energy conservation. Okay, so if we want to select the species, so like how much species or how much pollutant we want to work on, so based on that we have to select the site, what site we are selecting. Then we have to select the species, how much species, according to our objective, how much pollutant we have to consider, and then how much sample we have to consider. So how much sample will be dependent on the this ratio, that is D upon V. And if the sample is greater than 60, then this will give you the value of this ratio above 100, and that is good for us. Values that do not follow the distribution of data with similar characteristics are refers to as what? Sham gave me answer A. Abdul A. Okay, so yes, this is known as Krupali also gave me answer A, that is outlier. So if you are seeing that all of these data are aligned, like input and output are increasing, okay, but there is a one outlier that is away from the regression line. So this is the outlier, means that is not according to all the values that we have. Okay, so this is known as the outlier, and this is sometime it is maybe due to some condition. For example, there is a normal data, but once upon a time there is a typhoon. Okay, because of typhoon, that may create outlier condition, or maybe failure of some machinery, and that because of some mismatch in the machinery, that can also give you the outlier. So you need to remove that outliers. Okay. Okay, which one of the following is not the cause of indoor air pollution? And Nisham gave me D answer. Abdul also gave me D answer. Okay, so for example, yes, Kripali, this is answer will be D. So, for example, it may be that some of the pollution is only is being emitted from your home itself. So, if your building is airtight, then this may give you the indoor air pollution, because that pollution is not going out. Then indoor source of air pollution, then yes, this is the cause for the air pollution. Then outdoor, it may be happen that if there is a pollution outside of your building, that can also give you the indoor air pollution. But if you do have this well designed air conditioning system, that can prevent this indoor air pollution. So D is the right answer. Okay, this is defined by the depiction of concentration of pollutant and thermal condition that may negatively affect the health, comfort, and the performance of the building occupants. Nishan gave me A, indoor air quality. Uh, Read the definition of this, Nishant, once again, so that you can give me the right answer. So this is defined by the concentration of pollutant that may negatively affect the health, comfort, and the performance of the building occupants. Abdul gave me answer B, and no, answer should be only indoor air quality. So indoor air quality is defined by the depiction of the concentration of pollutant. I was trying to confuse you, Nishan, but yes, and you got confused with it. But I mean, but no worry, answer should be A only. That is the indoor air quality. Okay. This is the mixture of smoke given off by burning tobacco products such as cigarette, cigar pipe, and the smoke exhaled by smokers. So this is known as what? The important is the smoke will exhaled by the smoker. So that will give you what? Nishant Alka gave me answer A. Yes, this will be the second hand smoke, or you can also say it the passive smoking, right? So when one is not having one is not having the cigarette, but one is near to that one, that person, that the another person can also inhale the smoke that has been released by the cigarette. So this is known as the second hand smoke. So this is also known as the passive smoking. Which of the following is the source of dust mite? Nishant Talka gave me A answer, that is carpet. Yes. So the carpet can be the source of dust mite. Yes, A is the right answer. Okay, we are on the week 7 and time is about to. Anyway, which of the following health effect may show up shortly after a single exposure to an air pollutant? Nishan gave me A answer. Okay, so just keep in mind, like whenever there is a single exposure or a short-term exposure for the air pollutant, that will give you only the temporary problems. But if you are having the long exposure of the air pollutant, that can give you the permanent disease. So if you have single exposure, then that can give you only short-term health effect. So that's why A is the right answer. Okay, which of the following pollutant exposure cause mesothelioma, a rare form of cancer that is found in the thin lining of the lung, chest, abdomen, and heart? So this is kind of a dangerous disease because this is a form of the cancer. So from what we can have such kind of disease? Nishantan Abdul gave me D answer, that is asbestos. Yes, asbestos is the one that can give you such kind of disease. Okay, biomarkers such as nicotine and cotinine in the saliva, blood, and the urine are used to detect the recent exposure to what? Secondhand smoke, asbestos, pesticide, or the lead. You people know that, most of the time in the cigarette, we have the higher level of the nicotine. So if you are having the nicotine in your blood or the urine, that of course that should be the secondhand smoke. Okay, this is the type of sampler that we used for the assessment of nitrogen dioxide, and uh, this has the low sensitivity, and because of that, this is suitable for the long-term monitoring. Yes, Nishant, be sure about that. Yes, Alka also gave me the answer. So tube type. So we do have different type of like sampler. One may be the tube type, or another maybe the badge type. So if it is a tube type, then the sensitivity is lower, but we can use it for the longer time. But if we are talking about the badge type, then this have the high sensitivity, but because of that high sensitivity and faster sampling rate, we can use that only for the short term monitoring. So these are two different type of sampler we can use for the assessment of the nitrogen dioxide. Which of the following indoor air modeling program or the tool developed to assist in understanding indoor air pollution was not developed by EPA? EPA is the Environment Protection Agency. So, which model was not developed by EPA? Nishan gave me the answer D. Babji also D. Mohammed D. Okay, so you gave me the answer. So yes, so this is one model, that is the ventilation in closed and partially confined areas. So that model was not developed by EPA. Okay, so we have one terminology, that is HVAC, that is used to improve indoor air quality. So here, what do you mean by this HVAC? Ishan gave me answer C, heating, ventilation, and air conditioning. Abdul also gave me answer C. Uh, yes, so this is heating, ventilation, and air conditioning, and such kind of system can improve your indoor air quality. I will take 5 minutes more and then we can leave, right? Okay, so we have different technology to clean the air, and this technique targets to clean microbe in an indoor environment. So, what kind of technique we are talking about? Ishan gave me answer B, that is ultraviolet germicidal irradiation. Abdul also gave me B answer. Yes. So if we want to clean the microbes, for example, fungi or the viruses or the bacteria or the protozoa in the air, so we can use this UVGI, that is the ultraviolet germicidal irradiation, that can clean this microbes. So the microbes can be killed by the this UVGI. So this will use the UV lamp to kill or deactivate microorganisms such as viruses, bacteria, or these kind of things, because uh, we are using ultraviolet radiation A and C, uh, uh, because of the high intensity of the energy, we can easily kill the microorganism with the ultraviolet radiation. So I think this is not Alka DOP. This is not important to you, because it is not always true that we are studying such kind of studies. So I should keep this away. If we are not studying that kind of studying, that okay. Let's come to week 8 now. I don't think, Nishan, that case study question should come in the exam, because it can also, but there is a like less chance or less probability that such kind of question will be asked. Problem solving session and assignment question are enough for exam. Anyway. Okay, so I should also remove that case study right now. Okay, tropospheric or ozone level, ground level ozone is not emitted directly into the air, but is created by reaction of its precursor in the presence of sunlight. We have talked about it enough. Nishan gave me the answer photochemical, that is C. We have talked a lot. Yes, Babji, answer is C, because we have talked a lot. If we have nitrogen dioxide in the presence of sunlight and in the presence of VOCs, what will happen? This will give you the protection of the ozone. Okay, and this is the in the presence of the sunlight. So yes, C is the right answer. Okay, so this is all about the conference or the treaty to reduce the ozone depleting substances, that is ODS, and was effective in healing the damaged ozone layer. So, what was that treaty? Nishant, AS, Alka, Mohammed, and Babji. All of you gave me answer A, and you were so quick. So yes, Montreal Protocol was the one. The objective was to reduce the CFCs, mostly CFCs, because that CFCs were damaging the ozone layer. Okay, which of the following greenhouse gas is most important long-lived forcing of climate change? Methane, nitrous oxide, carbon dioxide, ozone. Alka gave me C answer. Mohammed C. Nishant C. Okay, yes, this is C, because uh, from history or from the past, this is the gas that is giving you the forcing, that is giving you the warming effect. So yes, carbon dioxide is the one that is most important long-lived forcing. Okay, methane, which is considered as the second most important anthropogenic greenhouse gas, is mainly emitted by what? Automobile, power plant, industrial emission, agricultural, and waste. Nishant gave me answer D. Babji also D. Yes, we already have talked about that. If it is the livestock or the rice cultivation, so mostly from rice cultivation and from livestock, methane is produced. So agriculture and the waste should be the right answer. A long-term shift in temperature and weather pattern refers to what? Nishant B, Alka B, Muhammad Abdul Rahim also gave me B. Yes. So whenever the pattern of the weather is changing or there's a shift in temperature, not only in the temperature, but if there is a shift in the rainfall as well, then we will call it as a climate change. The urban center that is warmer than the surrounding less populated area is known as what? So Nishant Alka gave me answer C. Abdul Krupali also, yes. So in the urban center, we have the higher temperature as comparison to the village area, and this is known as the urban heat island. So C is the right answer. Uh, I think we should now leave. Uh, Nishat gave me a answer so quickly. I want to stop here because we are on what week? Let me see. Okay, most we have covered up to week 8, and from 9, 10, 11, 12, I think you can see, because we already have covered that was just for your revision. So I think that you can see from the slide itself, because the time is up and we should go for the dinner. Uh, Thank you, AS. I don't know how to pronounce your name, but yes, I thank you. So that's how we end this live session, and all the best for your exam. So, and even if you have some problem, you can anytime mail me. So I will try to give you the answer for that. Thank you, Babji. Thank you, Nishant. So it's time to say goodbye. Probably we will meet in some another course, may or may not be. But anyway, if you have any problem, you can. Yes, Korea, I will send you. I will send you tomorrow the PDF, because today I'm little bit busy. So I will. I will send you. Thank you. Yes. Yes. Okay. Okay. So bye. Good night, and all the best for your exam. So right now you can leave.